Hi, everybody. My name is Christopher with Sharon Sons. And why I might not participate weekly in these meetings, I do find that I'm the most valuable member because otherwise you would not have donuts and coffee.
The coffee's needed.
Yeah, hey, bacon donuts today.
Yes.
So today I'm going to be talking about kind of a retrofit that we did in our showroom back in, I think, May. And we condensed our showroom down to basically 4 main brands. And you'll see up on the screen. So our ecosphere really revolves around these 4 brands. So we have our Newton, our Doma, Paradiso, and Proximity Mills. So within each of those brands, we have different flooring types, cabinetry, countertops that fit a certain segment. So our Newton brand is going to be our value brand. So that's going to be, if someone's coming in and maybe has a tighter budget, we have a cabinet line, vinyl, hardwood, carpet to fit that kind of budget-friendly customer. Our Proximity Mills line is going to be more that performance-based line. So again, same thing, cabinetry, hardwood, vinyl. All those products are not just geared for performance, but they are either a low or zero VOCs as well, which we're finding more and more consumers are wanting these days. Our Doma line we've curtailed, that's more of your fashion forward line. So like in our vinyls, the paper and photographs that are used are more of a premium photograph and paper. So the visuals are going to be nicer, the texturing is going to be nicer. You'll get some of your longer planks there, wider planks. In that line, you'll still have the hardwood vinyl. And then our Paradiso is going to be our luxury brand. So we're going to have our best cabinet lines that we have to offer, countertops. There is no vinyl or laminate in those lines. It's all premium, so it's all going to be hardwoods. It'll be natural stones and porcelains. Along with our carpets in that line is going to be wools or higher end nylons. So really we've the way we've kind of designed this program is to make it easier for our consumers to come in, look through the poster board that you're seeing up on the screen. It's the same poster board right when you walk into our store. And really it's kind of a story that we're telling to vet our clients, hey, which of these actually works for you? We found it kind of nice having all these different products in each one of those lines, because if someone is coming to us with a budget, we might be able to start pairing these different brands to kind of fit that budget a little better. What I mean by that is maybe somebody wants to spend a little bit more on the cabinetry that we're doing, but still needs to make a budget. So we can then say, okay, well, let's pare down the flooring option in that, and maybe go down to the Newton level on the flooring, but you're still getting kind of that Paradiso high-end cabinet line, or vice versa. So it makes it very easy to bounce back and forth. Within these brands also, every single product that's in this brand is private labeled. So for contractors, interior designers, we have a lot of them that's come over from ProSource that it's a lot easier to work with. When you spec these products, you can't be shocked. We're only one of 3 stores in California that have these 4 brands. Not only that, on our website, you can order samples right off the bat. They'll get mailed directly to your door. And we have room visualizers for every single one of our products. You can just upload a photograph from the house and check out any one of these products. So we've really tried to make this an easy selling system and enjoyable one all the way around, not just for us, but any of your clients that you bring in as well. So.
And we can also drop ship these products anywhere.
Yeah, on any of the hard surface except
For the
tile and carpet. Yes, we can drop ship these products.
Oh yeah, we sell a lot of material only. I mean, we just drop shipped some last month to Tennessee. We've done Idaho, so it's all curbside delivery. So yeah, we can the hard surface end anywhere. Yeah.
Interesting.
You guys work with many designers. I would think that'd be a neat platform for them.
That's what we're working on building as our designer and contractor clientele for that purpose. Because again, with the private label, all these brands have their own websites to go with them aside from ours. So
And then do you have any of those like we could hand out or I could keep in the binder here? Occasionally give it to a designer.
no, but that'd be a great idea.
It just tells a really good story,
Yeah.
right? I think you've accomplished what you set out for, just kind of the simplicity, yet it covers the full spectrum.
And
That's
that's,
an easy conversation to have with some.
and also these brands, this is how our showroom's laid out too. So our showroom's basically quadded out where in that ecosphere is all in that showroom together. So
What is your ratio of sales as far as you doing the installations
Yeah, we're-
versus just drop shipping product?
the drop ship has kind of, it's still a big part. It's not as big as what it used to be. When we first started this program, we were one of 5 dealers in the whole entire United States. So we are drop shipping products at that point to 6 or 7 different states all the time. So as the program has grown, that has become less and less because now there's other dealers in those areas that we were at one point drop shipping.
So what would be your most valuable client that we could refer you to, like
We would still prefer to do the installs
install,
and capture that business.
installs?
Yeah, is it better warranty wise if you supply the material and stuff?
Yeah, well, yes, because what's gonna happen is, like with every product, the manufacturer is gonna have their recommended guidelines for installing. This is what we've done for 40 years. So, yeah, warranty wise, I mean, most claims out there on flooring are gonna get shot back as legally related. So we really pride ourselves on knowing how to properly install these products. I mean, we have customers come in here all the time, that we'll bid out or talk to and try to vet and, we don't need our foundation leveled out. We don't need this. Well, yes, you do. The manufacturer guidelines is calling it out. They want a 3/16 variance and a 10-foot span in each direction. And there's been no house I've ever come across in the last 22 years of doing this that's had a level foundation. So especially on, vinyl, these vinyl floors have taken our industry by storm and it moves a lot. Unlike a glue down hardwood, even that will expand and contract. These vinyls are very temperamental. So they do expand a lot. You have to have that floor nice and level.
So like painting, it's all prep.
It's a lot of prep. And that's what people don't understand sometimes is they just think, oh, it's so easy. Let's just go plop them down. Well, that's not the case, especially for these click and lock floors. Those locking systems are so brittle and any little movement, now you're kind of going like this. Well, guess what? It's going to start snapping those locks. And now your floor has nothing holding it together. So you're going to start seeing peaking. So the prep is everything.
Do you have to put your flooring in the house and let it get used to the environment like some of the hardwoods?
On some of our hardwoods, yes. So definitely the solids for sure. The engineered floors, most of them, if they're already in the warehouses down here, all these warehouses down here are temperature controlled anyways. So if it's coming out of one of our local facilities, we don't worry about it as much. If it's coming from back east, we do, we'll let it acclimate out before we install it. The vinyls, not so much. Not with everything they're all going to like a solid plastic core. So those don't need as much as the old stuff did. So
What percent of your new business comes from the web?
a lot of it. Yeah. So this program that we got into, the way that they're really pushing all the advertising on these, it's blog sites they're going to review sites. And so most of it right now is all coming from the back end stuff that they've been really working on. So
What's the availability?
flooring wise, we haven't had too many back orders. I mean, we'll find it occasionally here and there. A lot of these products or our offering in these programs is new. So of course it's going to take some time to weed out the kinks and say, okay, this particular color is super popular. So we know that now. So we're going to start stocking deeper on that versus, maybe this one's a slower one. But we haven't had too many issues, cabinets are, still out of ways. So most of those are still 12 to 15 weeks. So, but that's just more labor shortage than anything else. That's not a material issue because they're all made here. So
Would you say you could install a floor, entire house flooring, carpet, and baseboards? Would you say that that house needs to be painted afterwards in the inside walls, or can you stay off the walls, so to speak?
no, I mean, so what we tell people is really on a painting scale, we're pretty flexible either way. For us, really, it comes down to, believe it or not, baseboards. So
Right.
when we're working with a customer and we're replacing baseboards in there, keep in mind, we don't paint. As you know, because we ship a lot of our baseboards due to paint. So I give customers two different options. Do you want kind of the Chevy of baseboards, which is we ship them off, they get painted, the paint's it's done nicely. However, since we don't paint, we're going to go back and install them now. You're going to see nail holes. They're not going to get caught in the joints. Or do you want more of that Cadillac finish, which is have your painter paint first. We'll come in, install the baseboards. Most painters will be just fine and come back and paint the baseboards afterwards. That's why at that point they're getting sprayed, filled, caulked. It looks 1,000 times nicer. So, or if your painter's super confident, just have them come in afterwards and you just have to cover up everything really nice. So, we're pretty flexible on how we work. So what we tend to look for is a married couple from the ages of 40 to about 50. And then after that, it's empty nesters is our next targeted segment. So, any earlier than that, they tend not to really have the proper finances for the type of jobs that we want to deal with. You get into that kind of more mid 40-ish, early 50s. Now they're paying for college, which means they have no more money for me as well. So it's really that sweet spot of 30 to 40, and then probably maybe early 60s on. So now their kids are gone, hopefully gone, out of the house. And they have, money now because they're not paying out for college. And sometimes it's not even really the financial aspect of it, when we're talking that 30 to 40, but I think at that point you just hopefully are a little bit wiser and can start to realize, hey, just like everything else in this world, cars, purses, clothes, even flooring, there is quality levels, right? It's not just like, oh, okay, I'm going to go for the cheapest thing because it doesn't really matter. It does. So there's so many aspects in floors that people don't think about, but just like cars, flooring manufacturing is all automated. So there's no real people to cut out. So when you're looking now at price points going down, you're giving up something. And that's either the core is getting a little weaker, the paper they're using is not as nice. So there's a lot there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.